Samita here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about human design generators. It's been a minute since my last human design video. I apologize. A lot of things have been happening. This eclipse season has been hectic. I've been dancing way too much, which is fun. Never not fun, but also I've been having the strong pull to come back to this channel and talk about a lot more. So here we are. Today we're gonna go over human design generators. I will make a video about the difference between generators and manifesting generators, but for now, we will club both of them into the same category because usually they are clubbed into the same category. Generators make up 70% of the population, making them the majority energy type in human design. Generators have a more consistent energy cycle because of their defined sacral center where they derive energy from. Now, manifestors, for example, do not have a defined sacral, but they do have a defined throat center. We'll go into the centers and the chakras maybe at a later stage, but let's just go over the general characteristics of generators. Generators are the worker bees of the society. They are the people who invented the 9 to 5 because they had the energy to sustain a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 6 or 9 to 7 or 9 to 10 in this day and age, the whole hustle culture thing. They are the energy type that is capable of consistent output, that is capable of having the ability to churn out things with the consistent energy source that they have, and they rarely burn out the way other energy types do. Even if they do burn out, they jump back pretty quickly. Generators get their energy source from food. So, generators are big foodies. They love making sure that they eat because they use the energy that comes from food as fuel more constantly than the other energy types do. Generators get their energy source from food, so it's imperative that they eat. They cannot starve. They are the people who probably invented the phrase hangry because without eating, they cannot get their work done. And they need to get their work done. You'll be surprised how many times you hear a generator say, I need to eat my lunch if I have to finish this proposal. I need to get food in my system so that I'm not cranky the whole day. Generators rely on food the way manifestors or projectors rely on naps and rest in order to be productive. Most generators have sacral authority, which is a sense of yes or no coming from their gut. So their gut feelings are really strong. Generators, because of their well-defined sacral, will always have a gut feeling about something. And they need to listen to that gut feeling. Whether it's to go to an event or to go to someone's house or to take up a business proposal or collaborate on a project or say yes to a project or something, like anything that comes their way, they need to feel a definitive yes from their gut. And if it's not a definitive yes, then it's a no. So generators need to often assess between yeses and nos in order to pour their energy into what feels right to them because they have a lot of energy to pour. So they will, say no to the things that are not aligning with their gut feeling, and they will say yes to the things that feel right to them, that feel good to them. So generators do by default need to be connected to that gut feeling because they will go out of alignment with their energy type if they say yes to the things they want to say no to. So being a generator and being maybe a people pleaser is not going to bode well long term. So these people really need to set boundaries and learn how to set boundaries if they don't know how to set boundaries. Because you have so much energy as a generator, you need to make sure you're directing that energy in the right spaces. And what is the right space? A space that feels good to you, right to you. If something feels off about a space or a community or a person, or even if they're like great people, they might not be for you. They might not be something that sparks your inner authority to say yes. So having a way to definitively say no, because generators, because they have so much energy, they try to pour into everything all at once, and doing that kind of makes them live out of their alignment. Essentially, generators are here to respond to external cues. They're here to respond to authorities, to opportunities, to ideas, to people, and to say yes or no, and then start acting on that idea, start supporting someone who has that idea, and bring that idea to life. They are the people who take an idea and they implement it and they put in their energy source and they bring it to life. So they're the people who help take an idea from the existing stage to the execution stage to the finished stage. So they're the people who bring an idea to life essentially. Whereas manifestors may have ideas, they may start execution. The people who do the work to carry out those ideas are generators. Without generators, essentially without any part of, human design society is kind of incomplete. But generators are here to respond. That is their main strategy. While manifestors are here to inform, generators are here to respond. So that is something to keep in mind. They need to be able to feel like they've exhausted their energy in order to fall asleep. So these are people who will talk about sleeplessness, that is, especially if they're not living in alignment with using their energy to put it into something. They do need to feel exhausted at the end of the day, even if that is just physically, right? Like, even if it's just going out and socializing, spending time with friends, being at a party, dancing your heart out, and then coming home feeling, who, like, I've used my energy and I'm satisfied, so I can fall asleep. They need to feel like their tank is empty, which takes a lot. So they are able to churn out and do a lot of work, whether that's physical work, whether that's mental work. So they quite literally need to be active for a 9 to 5 job cycle, for example, in order to feel like they've done something at the end of the day, in order to feel like they can sleep, which is strange because manifestors, projectors, they don't work that way. They don't need to work a 9 to 5 in order to, one, have that level of output, because their energy comes in spurts, right? And yeah, they don't need to feel exhausted to rest. Rest is their recharge. Like, they need to be rested on the daily in order to, be able to do what they do best. Whereas generators, they need to eat to do what they do best, and they need to tire themselves out to feel like they're at rest. They can rest. So their self theme, being in their self, being in their aligned state, is satisfaction. You feel satisfied with the day, and you can finally go to sleep. Their not self theme is frustration, and this comes from saying yes to things they want to say no to. If you're a generator and from your gut it's like, I don't feel like I want to do this, but you still go and do it because of FOMO, or I don't know, for some reason, then chances are you will feel frustrated and you will feel resentful. So it's good to always listen to your gut as generators, because that's where the energy is coming from, that's where the yeses and nos are coming from. Essentially, they are made to work, but only on things that light them up and make them feel fulfilled. So it's very important for generators to say no. So having this awareness about generators also helps people not take their no's personally, because they're just saying no to the things that do not feel right to them. And this is purely for them, like their journey, their individual energy, where they are at in life, right? So having this awareness allows you to give generators a space to say yes to the things that feel good to them, and no to the things that they don't feel like they have the capacity for energetically. A generator's mastery comes from repetition and devotion. They need to constantly act on the things that give them life, and their devotion is something like a path, or a business, or their career, or a company, community, whatever it is. Their consistent devotion is something ensures that they give that particular thing regular, consistent energy. So that's where they grow, when they're repeating their effort day to day, day after day, and they're giving something devotion. That's where they're able to grow something. Whereas, for example, manifestors need to initiate a huge idea, but then that's all they need to do. They need to initiate it, they put it out into the world, and then go and rest, right? Because it's just, oh my god, this is a lot to like bring out. So like, generators are not like that. They will take the idea and they will make something of it, and they will continue to make something of it, right? So all the energy types need to work together to have great results for anything, for that matter, whether it's a business, a community, a company, a creative idea, whatever it is. So if you're a generator, it is your duty to wait to respond to what is out there, and then honor your body's yeses and nos and your decision making power. Let's talk about the aura type, because we covered this in the manifestors video. Generators have an open and enveloping aura. They have the ability to draw people in, they have the ability to be open, warm, welcoming, without anybody feeling or sensing walls or being repelled the way they would be around a manifestor. Generators have this energy of being able to blend in with the crowd, or even simply, even if they are introverts, they are not unapproachable. There is something about them that allows people to connect to them more easily than they would with a manifestor, for example, or even a projector. Their aura is built for transparency, so you can kind of see what generators feel, whereas you can't really gauge what a manifestor is thinking, feeling. through their external appearance or their gaze or their expressions. You can't really know what a manifestor is feeling or thinking, so they're more of a question mark. But generators, what they feel will be on their faces. If they're frustrated, you can tell. If they're angry, you can tell. If they're intimidated, jealous, hungry, angry, you can tell. They have the ability to be transparent, and sometimes maybe they don't want that. For me, that's like, I can't think of that as a manifestor, because I'm like, I don't want people knowing what I'm feeling. But generators are more open by default with what they're feeling, what they're thinking, right? And it allows people to also understand, empathize, connect, disagree, agree, whatever it is, have a reaction to that, right? So they are more transparent energetically. You can tell what a generator is feeling. The enveloping factor is very good for attracting things. So they are people who can become very magnetic with their mindset, with their energies. They can attract people and things, opportunities to themselves, and the aura is not going to reject it. It's going to attract everything, including things that they might not want, right? So it is their job to say yes and no to the things that they do want versus things that they don't want. Whereas a manifestor's aura will naturally repel things that are not for them and will magnetize things that are for them. Whereas a generator will magnetize everything, and they have to make the decision to say yes or no, right? And they do that, or learn to do that over time. A generator might struggle with saying yes to the things they want to say no to, but that's just inner work that they need to do. So they do have the ability to attract and manifest things as much as any other energy type. It's easier to get generators, and by default, because it's easier to get them, it's easier to connect to them, right? So they're very good at building networks, putting themselves out there, churning, doing the work, working hard. That is their superpower. So they should build on that if they want to leverage that into whatever dream, goal, desire that they have. So that is their aura type, which is interesting because projectors have a penetrating aura, manifestors have both a repelling as well as a magnetizing aura, and reflectors have a reflecting aura. Generators have an open and enveloping aura. Pure generators almost always have sacral authority. Manifesting generators can have emotional authority or splenic authority, but usually we see generators, most of them having sacral authority. They have a well defined sacral center. So that's it about human design generators for now. I would love to go more in depth over time, but it's been great. I will do projectors next, or the second part of the manifestors, depending on what I'm feeling. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the post notification so we can stay connected, and I will see you next time. Bye.